Hey, it's Pete. Welcome back to the workshop. So this week I am tackling another major milestone in the repair and restoration of our King Amusement Company Supersonic rocket ride. That's a mouthful to say. So when we took it apart, we found a whole lot of damage in the central drive sprocket, both the shaft that it runs on, which I'm calling the stub shaft, and the bearings in the sprocket were all chewed up. In a previous episode, we recreated that stub shaft, so that's ready to go back in the ride. Now it's time to actually go in and replace those bearings. And I got some new bearings. They're a little bit bigger on the outside diameter, which means we're going to be able to go into the sprocket and bore that out a little bit, getting rid of all that chewed up metal and allow us to put these new bearings in place.
We're getting in the vicinity. I feel like that's enough. Alright, so I've got this thing leveled in the middle and strapped down pretty good. Also have the quill running pretty much concentric with the surface we bored on the other side. I think that's going to start. Push right in there.
So this week we're going to be making a new one of these sleeves. This sleeve is supposed to go on top of the drive sprocket. It gets welded in place. We cut this off actually quite a while ago. The weld on it was so bad that it almost appeared like it wasn't supposed to be there, but it was just a really bad repair. But rather than try to clean this thing up, we're just going to make a new one. And I have a piece of tubing for that. We're going to have to put it in the bandsaw, cut it to length, and then we're going to have to put it in the lathe and skim a little bit out of the inside diameter there to bring it to the right size. So just a few more things to go to finish up making our copy here of this sleeve. We've got a couple holes to put it in it. We've got one hole down here at the bottom, and then we have a through hole up here. Now, originally, I wasn't sure what this hole did. I was speculating that it maybe allowed the water to run out of the shaft if it got rain in there. I thought maybe it was for extra grease to come out. But once I started taking the thing apart, I realized that it's actually an access hole to allow you to put a cotter pin through the central shaft where it would come up through here and prevent the sprocket from lifting off. So we need to put that in. It's kind of a non-critical hole. It just needs to be there. It doesn't really matter exactly where it is as long as it's roughly at the bottom. And then we have a through hole here, which is for the bolt, which is right here. It's a 5/8 inch bolt that goes through the sleeve, through the shaft, and holds it all together. And I think what we're going to do there, I think we're going to weld up the holes in the shaft because it's going to be too hard to try to locate this and that and get it all to match. So I'm going to put a hole through here, and then we're going to re-drill the shaft with new holes. And then I'm going to make a washer here with a convex side on it to go against the sleeve to give a flat spot actually for the bolt head to rest. And then we can tack that that washer to this sleeve, or well, this sleeve, and have a nice finished product there. So that's the idea. So 3 holes to drill. I'm going to use a 5/8 inch mill to do it here on the little mill drill, and I'm going to have at it. So we got that hole through, and looks good. We got 2 more holes to put through, and these holes are roughly perpendicular to the first hole. I don't think it's super critical. These ones don't appear to be 100% perpendicular, and for the function, it doesn't matter at all. But we like to, you know, have it look as nice as possible. So I'm going to do my best to turn this 90 degrees and get it so that it's ready to go here. I'll leave links down below in the video description to all of the tools and supplies I use in this project. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I do believe that is it. And we can try to put our bolt through it here, but this bolt is really boogered up, so I don't know if it's going to tell us anything or not. All right, we're going to see if this bolt fits. This little raised area. There it goes. How does it go through? Yeah, it's mushroom back here too. So I got Scott coming over a little bit later this afternoon. We're going to do some welding. We're finally going to get this sleeve welded onto the top of the sprocket here. But to do that, we need to do one more little prep piece. I need to make a fixture that's going to allow us to center the sleeve so that the sleeve is centered on this bore. We can't just put it on this ring and hope for the best. We're going to turn a shoulder that fits this sleeve. Actually, that dimension right there is almost already perfect. And then we have to turn a little stub on the other side that'll fit in the sprocket. That should be just about perfect. All right, you turn this over and get a little stub on this side.
All right, so we're going to do the inside and outside. Correct?
Yeah.
Now holes on the bottom.
Got holes in the bottom, yep.
All right, now that we got that sleeve welded onto the top of the sprocket, and I think I'm done hitting it with heat, it's probably safe to go ahead and push our bearings into place. And one of the problems with that, though, is I don't have a press big enough to put that whole sprocket in. And that's one of the reasons why we ended up running down to Georgia to have Keith Rucker originally help me push them out.
I have to heat it up a little bit. No, that's gonna come.
And I'm trying to avoid driving back down to Georgia right now, so I need to come up with a different way. What I have in mind is to try to run them in with a big piece of threaded rod. And in order to make that work, I am going to need some sort of bushing for at the top of the bearing to center that piece of threaded rod and to push against. So that's what we're going to be working on here. So I got this little remnant of aluminum here chucked up in the lathe, and what I want to do is turn a shoulder on it so that it can be used to guide this bearing into place. I'm going to pop a through hole that will fit our threaded rod, and that should be all we need. That should do. That'll do. Pretty happy with that. We might as well try to do the other side. This is the big one. Didn't really want to make such a big mess. We may have to cut it off there. Alright, unless I have forgotten something, I think we're ready to finally try this thing out. So we've got our brand new bearing to replace that one that all of the ball bearings were sheared in. And off camera, I finished machining this surface here flat. So we're good to go here. I just need to set it on and see what it looks like. As far as bearings go, this thing is probably a little overkill for something that spins at 10 RPM. But we don't want the kids to get hurt.
If you want to follow this or any of our other projects, click that link to the left and come along for the ride. I think we can officially check this one off the list.